When I grew up, I was one of the oldest of my generation, which meant that, and I have a lot of cousins. I have 42 first cousins. I saw a lot of people, a lot of my cousins, my aunts and uncles, have their children. I've seen a lot of them. But one of the things I noticed was my mother had 4 sisters and 2 sisters-in-law. And one of the things that women always do is they support one another in their pregnancy. So while my mother had her 3 children, myself included, before most of her sisters, she was always there to give support, like Mary and Elizabeth. You heard today the passage that Mary, immediately after the angel comes to her and says that she is going to have Jesus, the angel also, Gabriel, also told her that Elizabeth, her cousin, who was much, much older and thought to be beyond the age of having children, had also become pregnant. So Mary, who lived in Nazareth and went to Judah, which was quite a ways, immediately to give support to her cousin. And to me, that was, all during my childhood, as my other cousins were born, I could see that mutual support. Women give each other, when they're pregnant, they share not just the strong support, but all the clothes that they pass it on from one to the others, and the cribs, and bassinets, and all of that. And so this kind of is a great, beautiful example, I think. Mary, even though she's completely surprised when the angel came to her and told her that she would bear the Son of God and name him Jesus, when she also hears about her cousin Elizabeth, she goes to support. And you can hear Elizabeth today in the scripture. As soon as she hears that Mary has come, and of course she wouldn't have known because they didn't have telephones or texts that they could tell each other, she says the baby, who was John the Baptist, in her womb leaped. And so Elizabeth says, she realizes how blessed Mary is, blessed in coming and blessed in being, as she says, Elizabeth says to Mary, "Blessed are you who believe that what was spoken to you by the Lord will be fulfilled." Now for ourselves, there's only a few more days. We're on the 21st, so we have 4 more days till Christmas. And in Christmas, and this is your last full school day, right? So you'll be on vacation until after New Year's. And probably during that time, you will see how many of you are going to see relatives during the Christmas? So almost everybody is going to see relatives, and or friends. Now, we can take an example, I think, from Mary and Elizabeth. You could make, in these times, since school is going to be out, you're going to have a lot of free time. And you could use that free time, like Mary used her time, to give support to your mother, to your aunts and uncles, to your, in other words, as your parents prepare for the celebration of Christmas and New Year's, instead of whining and complaining, you could be part of the team, so to speak. You could be like Mary or like Elizabeth, giving them support, doing things that need to be done so that everything comes off well. So I hope for you, first of all, that you have a wonderful time with your family and with your friends, but you can make it a better time by your attitude and by your actions. If you're willing to help, if you're willing to be more like Mary or Elizabeth with your mother or father, with your grandparents, with your aunts and uncles, with your brothers and sisters, if you're willing to do that, you will discover how blessed it is to give. When Elizabeth realized what a blessing Mary had received, and Mary realized what a blessing Elizabeth had received, and you will recognize what a blessing, but not unless you and I get out of ourselves and allow God to make us a blessing to our family. So, I hope you take this opportunity to not simply be a receiver, but a giver. Not just one who's cared for, but one who cares. Not just one who is blessed by your family, but is a blessing to your family. So, that's your homework, all right? How many are going to do their homework? Well, most. Adults, you going to do it?